Welcome to Pinball Mayhem. My name is Jeremy. This is my 1992 Rockola 5000 GALA CD Jukebox. Quite the mouthful. What we're going to do in this introductory video is we're going to explore my personal story with this jukebox, and we're going to check out the insides and the outsides of this jukebox and explain some of the things and some of the reasons why I feel that this is a really cool jukebox. In this video series, what we're going to do is we're going to check out some of the issues with this jukebox, because this jukebox has been sitting for a couple years. I've owned this jukebox since 2005, and as of the making of this video in 2023, we're closing in on 20 years. And while I've got a lot of use out of the jukebox, it has been sitting for a couple years because I've got some other jukeboxes that have been getting some attention, and when you let a jukebox sit, some things can just kind of stop working on you. So we're going to check those out as well in this series. I hope you enjoy the series, and I also hope you check out the rest of our channel. Let's get started. Okay, starting up at the top, we've got two tweeters up here. Got two mid-range here. And this is our control panel with the pricing, and this is how you would change the page. This is one of the issues with this, is the page motor does not work properly. It only gives it a small pulse, and that's to protect itself, but if it gets gummed up at all, then it won't work properly. It's go bzz, and it won't even change the page. Here's where we enter the CD number and number of the song we want. This is a piece of black tape here for the favorites, because when you got it on free play, anybody can just walk up and hit favorites and it'll play like the top 10 tunes, which it gets old during a party or set. So I just kind of blank it off. This is a reset here. We have a dollar bill acceptor here. This is our, on each side we've got mid-range here. This is the coin slot for that, for the jukebox. And this is our main display area. What I was mentioning with the brightness of it here, sorry you can see some reflections from my other lights, but when we got all the lights out, this I added this title strip here, this strip of LEDs, and it works really good. It was really easy to put in, and I definitely would recommend it, because otherwise, if you got all the lights off in the room, the only illumination is from above a fluorescent light, and it's just not that bright. Okay, down below here is the main feature, really, or the main eye-catching feature, which is the color cylinder that is around the fluorescent light tube in there. And that's pretty cool. Oh, one more thing about this I was going to say is we've got a window in here to where you can actually see the CD mechanism. It's not playing one right now, so otherwise you can just look right in there and see it. From what I've seen on other pictures of other jukeboxes, which I'll show you one right here, there used to be a sticker that went there that said, now you can view it. So you just kind of sit down and kind of look in here. Here's a picture of my my oldest son when he was a lot smaller, staring at the jukebox, just kind of looking in there. And of course, they have to tell you that it is a compact laser disc, because compact discs were, when this was brought out in '92, compact discs were like probably at their peak right now, and it was definitely a good time for music. So what we got down here is our two woofers. These are, I believe, 12-inch. I'm not positive, but I'll take a quick look, and if it's something else, I'll put a little number right here. So before we go inside, let's check out the back. Okay, here we are at the back of the jukebox, and this piece right here is actually to allow room for the dollar bill validator for different designs and whatnot. So it's got a lot of extra room up here, because that was an important thing to get people's dollars. What I've done is I've added a wired remote control for this. This is not the original style that would be in here, but it works pretty good. It's just a potentiometer, and I've got a cancel button here for the CD. The on-off switch does not work in this design, and that's fine. I've got lots of cable. I just use some network cable. This is how you would adjust the juke from the factory if you didn't have an accessory remote control. This I've disconnected, but we've got a reject button here. This is a background music adjustment button for the volume level of that, and like I said, this is your main adjustment. Here is it's got a little data plate right here. And this is the back of the large amplifier. And like I said, this amplifier sounds really good. Eventually I'm going to need some caps for it. Like I said, it's 20 years old, so it'll be needing some service one of these days. But definitely a good quality amp. Let's go down here. We got some handles for it for strapping down when you're transporting or just pulling it around. It is on wheels, like I said. Got a master switch down here. This is where the main power is shut off to the jukebox. And then I've added some extra cables here. Oh, what do I need all these connections for? One of them is for a subwoofer. That's pretty easy to do. And the other one is for, I've got it marked CV speakers, which is like an alternate way to hook up speakers to this. There is a really nice speaker panel in here to where you can add additional speakers, and we'll go over that quickly, but I did make a video on it, on how to add speakers to your jukebox, and I'll link it right up in the corner. Here we are with the lid open, and you can see that beautiful color cylinder on the bottom as it's spinning along. That's really a nice feature of this jukebox. One of the reasons why I really like it. Obviously your control panel here, and then we've got the fluorescent light in back with the computer back there. But one of the interesting things about this jukebox to service it and whatnot is this whole CD cover assembly, which is quite heavy, tilts out. And it's got a chain on the right hand side there to keep it from falling out. I see one of the links is a little crooked, so I'm going to adjust that before it snaps violently down. There we go. And this is how you would service the jukebox. This is our main control computer here, and this is our very nice 280 watt amplifier, and we've got really quite a lot of controls on here. We've got a graphic equalizer so we can change some of the settings on it. We've got master gain, we've got paging input, various controls here, and some other stuff I've hooked up. So really a lot of options you can do with that, which is really nice. Down at the heart of it down there, that is our kind of master power supply. And that's one of the things I initially had trouble with this jukebox. But I've got that situated out, so it's running good now. And if you're familiar with Rockola jukeboxes, you will recognize this mechanism. This is the almost identical mechanism that was used in the 45 RPM player series. It's got the same kind of basket. Definitely this particular piece right here, this gripper arm and whatnot, and knuckle joint, that is very common. Same pieces are used in a 45 RPM record player and on some other models as well. It's not unique to Rockola. This is the heart of it. There's our Philips CD player. And on the side of it there, we've got its own power supply, which these are incoming power indicator lights from this guy. So luckily everything's going good there, and hopefully I don't have any problems with this thing, but there are solutions out there if you need a CD player, but they can get expensive. Alright, let's see, what else? My particular history with that juke. Let's go take a look at that. Here's the brochure for the Model 5000. Holds 100 CDs and has 280 watts of power, which is a really good amplifier. I'm happy with how this sounds. Here's a picture of this jukebox when I purchased it back in 2005. As you can see, it's dirty, it's dusty, and when I first opened it up, it had the CD player laying in a bag. I didn't specifically go to purchase this jukebox, but what I did was I purchased 10 jukeboxes from a local operator. The operator made me an offer, and it's like I literally could not refuse it. So I was like knee-deep in jukeboxes for a long time, and this was the last jukebox I worked on. Well, that pretty much wraps up this video. I hope you stick around for the rest of the series. And if not, I understand. But I also hope you check out the rest of our channel, because Ed has got some other great jukebox content. And of course, we got all the pinball stuff and, you know, pinball mayhem, all that kind of fun stuff. So again, my name's been Jeremy. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.